Hello friends, welcome back to Sparrow Homestead. I'm Kelsey. This is your first time hanging out. We're gonna be in the kitchen today. I just got back from my least favorite place, Walmart. I really do not enjoy shopping there, but I needed a few things for the project I'm working on. So we're gonna make some snacks and a meal and a dessert for our friends who just had their second baby. They're right up the road from us. So I'm gonna get my grocery order here put away. Important things like bubbles. My kids go through so many bubbles. So we had to stock up on those. I got a few other things for some of the recipes we're making. So I'm gonna get this stuff put away, grab my apron, and we're gonna get to work. So I have today and tomorrow to get everything ready for our friends. I told them I would drop everything off tomorrow evening. So I'm gonna take today, we're gonna do some prep work. We're going to also make the snacks today. I wanna make sure that the meal is actually really fresh for them tomorrow. I'm gonna make it right before I take it up to them. So today we're gonna work on some lactation cookies. I love this recipe. I used it for my daughter and my son when I had them. I do think it actually helps with milk production. And besides that, they're just really yummy. Even if you are not lactating, they're really delicious. And no, I feel like I always have to explain this, at least to all of the husbands of the new moms that I give these cookies to. They do not make you spontaneously lactate, so no worries there. They just have some really good stuff in them to help with that. So even if you're not, they're still really good for you. We're gonna make those, and then they also have a little girl who is right around Eleanor's age. So while mom has her lactation cookies, I'm gonna send along some of my homemade granola bars. So we're gonna get those two things made. And then I wanted to send along a dessert to go with their meal. So we're gonna make my own version of, it's not tiramisu. Not really anything like tiramisu, but the same idea. We're gonna make some ladyfingers and we're gonna soak them, I think, in some orange juice and some vanilla. And we're gonna layer them with some like heavy whipping cream and some strawberry jam and some strawberries, and it's gonna be good. So I need to prep today those ladyfingers. So we're gonna make those. So we got those three things, and then maybe we will do some salad dressing in preparation for the salad. I'm gonna send along tomorrow evening as well. First thing we're gonna start working on is some granola bars. This recipe is actually my friend Heather's. It's on her YouTube channel, which I can link, but she's not active on there anymore. But the recipe is there. It's very, this is not, I always forget about this trick. Scrunch it up and it'll lay a little bit nicer. It's a little bit better. Anyways, this granola bar recipe is very customizable as to what type of nut butter or seed butter you're using, what type of add-ins, your flavorings. You could throw in some vanilla or different spices, really however you want it. So today I'm gonna kind of just focus on chocolate and peanut butter. I know our friends love that combination, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have 1 cup of peanut butter here in this little pan. I'm going to get a few things over onto the stove top and get them melting and combining together. We're going to do 3/4 cup of maple syrup. I am just going to eyeball that. That is our sweetener. You could use honey. We all prefer the flavor of the maple syrup. And then we need some coconut oil. This is pure, raw, unrefined, organic coconut oil I'm making a mess with. We need 1/3 cup. Okay, and then the last thing before we put it on the stove is some vanilla. We're gonna do a tablespoon. And then this just gets put over onto the stove, medium heat. We're not looking to like bring it to a boil or anything. We just want to warm it up and have it all melt together. For our other ingredients, we're gonna get some of these sprouted glyphosate free. That's important when it comes to oats. So these sprouted oats here, we need 2.5 cups. They have a wonderful flavor too. I got these from Costco. 2.5 cups of those. And then we're going to do some add-ins. You can do like 2 cups worth of add-ins of choice. Today I'm gonna do about 1/2 cup each of some pecans and some raisins, and then the rest we're gonna do in chocolate chips. Half teaspoon of some red mineral salt. And you can have fun with some spices. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice. You could do nutmeg and cinnamon. You could leave it out entirely and just put more vanilla in with the peanut butter mixture. Totally up to you. Mix this together. This mixture has warmed up and melted together nicely. I'm gonna pour this over our oat mixture and combine it well. And there you go. We're gonna get these into the fridge so they can set up before we cut them. There's no preservatives, no artificial flavoring, clean ingredients. You know what the ingredients are. Much better alternative. Now we're gonna get started on the lactation cookies. So I need 1.5 cups organic all-purpose flour. 1.5. Then we need 4 tablespoons of brewer's yeast powder. 6 tablespoons of ground flaxseed meal. And then we're gonna add some baking soda and baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 3/4 teaspoon of red mineral salt. So I have a cup of butter here that was supposed to just be room temperature, but I had it sitting on my oven, which was my bad. So now we have melted butter, which is okay, but we really wanted it to be room temp so that we could get the combination of the butter and some sugar and get it nice and fluffy, but it is what it is. So I have 1 cup of granulated maple sugar here. I get this from a local Amish store. You can use granulated cane sugar if that's all that you have. You could use coconut sugar. And then I am going to use some brown sugar as well. This is 1/2 cup. I'm gonna mix this up, and I don't think it's gonna get fluffy, but we'll see. It is indeed not fluffy, but it did lighten in color, so that's a plus. Now, we're gonna add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. Let's add in these dry ingredients. To this, we're going to add 3 cups of our sprouted oats. We'll add in 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. Combine this well and we'll get it scooped onto some cookie trays. I take about 3 tablespoons of the cookie dough And I'm gonna flatten that between my hands. This cookie dough does not spread out really at all during the baking process. These go in a 375-degree oven for no more than 8 minutes. Here they are, all done. In my opinion, these are best undercooked just slightly. I am much more a fan of a soft cookie than a crunchy one, but these still, like, even undercooked a little bit. They're soft on the inside with just like a little bit of crunch on the outside. You want to get them off the trays as soon as possible, or else they'll continue to cook on here and end up harder than I want them to be. The cookies are all finished. However, I realized after I went to try one that I forgot to put in the cinnamon. So I actually went ahead and I just dusted a little bit of cinnamon on the top because I think the cinnamon really makes them. They still taste really good, but cinnamon was supposed to go into that mix. So now that they've all cooled, I'm gonna get them here into a container, and then we're gonna move on to the ladyfingers. I will confess, I've never made ladyfingers before. I researched online for just a well-reviewed recipe. I think I found one. It seems simple enough. So as soon as I'm done here, I'll grab those ingredients and we'll get started on that. All right, onward. First thing we're gonna do is separate some eggs out. So we'll put some egg whites in a dish and the yolks in another. I have 6 eggs that I'm gonna do this with. Egg whites are going to get beaten until peaks start to form. All right, stiff and glossy. We're going to carefully transfer this over here because I need my mixing bowl. I only have one of these. Now we come back over here, add our egg yolks to the mixing bowl. Now this recipe in total calls for 1 cup of sugar. I took those 3 tablespoons of sugar previously from the 1 cup. So right now we're gonna add in the remaining sugar. So 1 cup less those 3 tablespoons. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is gonna get beat on medium speed until the mixture is nice and thick and a pale yellow. See how that transformed? Nice and thick and pale yellow. We have our egg yolk mixture here. I am going to take half of these egg whites here, and we're going to fold them in gently. In this bowl here, I have combined 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. This we're gonna sift into this egg yolk mixture gradually. All right, now we're gonna combine the rest of the egg whites with this mixture. Fold this in gently. Okay, and now we pipe. I have a piping bag here with a round tip on it. And we're just gonna make our ladyfingers about 3 inches long. I'm gonna try for about 1 inch wide. I hope I have this consistency right. It seems a little on the runny side. It is very sticky though, so hopefully it holds its shape. All right, let's see here. Okay. Okay, that works. Now, it says to have some, ooh, they're spreading pretty quickly. It says to, maybe I just need to pipe them skinnier. Dust them with powdered sugar. The powdered sugar should somehow keep them from spreading. Oh, this is stressful. Okay. Let's get these in the oven. Let's pipe some more. Okay, these go into a 400-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes. Let's see how they turn out. So here's how they turned out. Not too bad. Not quite as much height as I was hoping for, but that is probably my own fault. I either didn't whip the egg whites long enough, or I just over mixed the entire mixture together when I was folding it together, but they still taste great. They look fine. They're just not as tall as I was hoping they were going to be. That's fine. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and we're gonna get back at it tomorrow morning. I want to make some bread in the morning. I wanted to do that today, but with going to the store and other things that happened, I just didn't have time. So I want to do some bread in the morning. We're gonna assemble this dessert so it has time to sit in the fridge, and then towards the end of the day we'll get to work on a salad and a dressing and our main dish. The bread is on its first rise, so now that that is done, I can move on to the other projects today. I did pull out the granola bars from the fridge so they could warm up a little bit so that I can cut through them without them breaking, and then we'll package them up. I have the ladyfingers here. We're gonna start to assemble these strawberry tiramisu type desserts. I have to make a filling for it, and then I'm gonna make like a whipped cream topping. So the filling, I'm doubling everything because why not make the same thing for us here at home? So we're gonna do 16 ounces of cream cheese. Otherwise, you would just use an 8-ounce package of cream cheese for a single batch. I'm gonna get these in here. These are room temp. They're gonna mix much better. For my double batch, I'm gonna put in 1 cup of powdered sugar, and then we're gonna open up some strawberry jam. And I think I'm going to add probably like 2 heaping tablespoons. We'll give it a taste and see if it comes through it all with all of the cream cheese. Just gonna get this over to the mixer with the paddle attachment and get it all mixed up well. Now we're gonna whip up some heavy whipping cream. I have 3 cups in here, added about 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar and a good heaping tablespoon of vanilla extract. The last thing I need to do is cut up these strawberries. I'm just going to quarter them. The strawberry harvests are now dwindling after a very good strawberry year. This is about what I'm getting each day now, not 10 to 15 pounds. Just a container like this, maybe a quart or so. And now the birds have found a few of my beds, so slim pickings out there. But I am now up to 127 pounds of strawberries. I'm just going to keep working with strawberry dessert, but we have an overachiever. I need to get this out of here and shaped into 2 loaf pans. It is really warm in here today, and the dough is really reflecting that. Hope it turns out all right. Just gonna shape this into a bit of a log. Get it in over here. Alright, we're gonna get these 2 covered and get them rising again. Back to our strawberry dessert. I'm gonna throw the ones I chopped up here in this bowl. I'm gonna sprinkle them with a little bit of granulated sugar, a little bit of lemon juice, and then we can get to assembling this guy. To this cream cheese mixture here, I'm gonna add like half a cup, maybe a cup of this whipped cream. I'm gonna fold that, in here. And I think that'll taste good, but also it should make the cream cheese mixture just a little bit easier to spread, so not everything is just like wiggling around in the dish. Dip our ladyfingers into some orange juice. If I can get the lid off. Alright, how are you going to work out in here? We might have to overlap a little bit, but that should be okay. We're going to take our ladyfingers, dip them in the orange juice. Now I'm going to take this cream cheese mixture. I'm going to divide this in half here. And then we're going to take half of that, so a quarter of this. And I'm going to do it in smaller dollops. We're going to dot the top of this with that. Get the offset in here. Spread this out over the top of them. And we're gonna sprinkle some of these strawberries on top of here. Again, since I'm doubling, I'm just gonna sprinkle about 1/4 of this on top. We're gonna add our whipped cream on top of strawberries. Again, 1/4 of the amount since I'm doubling. Sorry if that's confusing. I will type out a recipe in the description, like always, for you to follow. Now we do a second layer of these orange juice soaked ladyfingers. We repeat that whole process, a layer of the cream cheese on top of the ladyfingers, some of the strawberries, some of the whipped cream, and then you want to put it in the fridge for at least 4 to 6 hours so it all sets up together. The bread did indeed turn out, thank goodness, but it was a little bit on the fluffier side, I think just because of how warm it was. So as always, we brush it with butter because that makes it even better. Okay, we're moving right along. We're gonna get on to some salad dressing. I'm gonna make a fruity vinaigrette to go along with our salad tonight. So I do have an entire video out dedicated to just homemade salad dressings. I can link it on the screen and down in the description if you're interested. So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of olive oil. I double checked that, and I must say, my eyeballing, it's pretty spot on. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a splash of apple cider vinegar, like 3 tablespoons. Well, let's do 4. Okay. And with salad dressings, you can honestly make them to taste. So if you're ever unsure, just do a little bit at a time and then give it a taste. You can always add more of something. We're gonna squeeze in some fresh lemon juice. We'll start with 1/2 of a lemon. Hello, what are you doing? We have brought a wiggle car out. No more peace and quiet. I'm gonna do a heaping tablespoon of honey, and we're gonna add in some of this strawberry jam to flavor it. I'm gonna start with 2 teaspoons and give it a taste. And get a lid on it and shake it up really well. So Matt came home on his lunch break. I got talking to him, realized I wasn't filming anymore but was still working on this. So I'm just gonna tell you what I ended up doing. First up, I put it in a bowl here because I was shaking this and I just spilled it. I just spilled it all over my hand. Hold please. Okay, I was shaking it. It wasn't doing the job. So I threw it in here and I immersion blended it, which did the trick. So I ended up then, tasted that, needed some more flavor. I did another 2 like heaping tablespoons of that strawberry jam, another squirt of honey, maybe like a teaspoon, a pinch of salt, and I did add the rest of the lemon juice. So after I blended that all up, tastes great. So this is what we're going with. All right, salad dressing, ready to go. I don't want to cut up the stuff for the salad too soon and just have it be all wilted. So I'm gonna set this in the fridge now until we're ready to go. And I will make sure, I think I said I'm gonna put a recipe down in the description. Some more detailed amounts than I'm sure all of the confusion I just shared. We're gonna start working on the chicken for our meal. I don't think I've said what we're making. We're gonna do, it's a lemon ricotta cheese pasta dish. I'm gonna use some ziti, and we're gonna season up some chicken and serve that alongside it as well. So I'm gonna grab the chicken and we're gonna season that up. I have my chicken here ready to go. I'm gonna get this covered with some saran wrap so it doesn't splatter all over the place when we go to pound it thin. We're gonna pound these thin so they're nice and even, so we get a nice even cook and we don't have, you know, the outer edges or the one usually thinner side cooking through first and then getting dry. some salt and pepper on each side. And we're gonna do some of my homemade poultry seasoning. I can link that recipe down in the description too. If you are ever unsure about chicken being done, I highly recommend getting a thermometer. They should register 165, so you probably still have another, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, and these will be done. A little bit of olive oil. We're gonna saute the spinach until it wilts. Now for the ricotta sauce. I am using whole milk ricotta. Per recipe, it's gonna be 1 cup. I'm doubling this. So I'm gonna get 2 cups in here. You're gonna need 1/3 cup freshly grated parm. So get to grating. Since I'm doubling, I'm gonna take 2/3, add it to the ricotta, save that topping. Now we need to zest 2 lemons. All of the lemon zest is gonna go in. It's about 2 tablespoons. Not sure what that is there. And then we're gonna juice these 2. Some garlic, minced, and a drizzle of olive oil. Slice their loaf of bread for them. I'm running out of cutting boards. This is the last one. All the others have something on them or are dirty. My sink is a hot mess. Maybe I'll insert a clip here, show you the real life. Here you go. The disaster that is my kitchen. I put them together as salad. I was able to use some things from the garden, like the lettuce and strawberries and some peas. Walmart did provide the other ingredients, like some cherry tomatoes, carrots, and grapes, and then I added some pecans as well. We're gonna get our pasta dish together now. I combined the ricotta sauce with the spinach, heated that all through, and then we're going to add the pasta to that and just mix it all up well. This dish is so amazing. We could eat it on repeat, no problem. It is so refreshing this time of year. We do like pasta all year round, but I like to do some more fruity and light variations on the pasta for the warmer months. I got that plated up for them, put some sliced chicken breast on top, some lemon wedges, and some Parmesan cheese. I try and plate it up as nice as I can, especially when I'm giving it away, but even for my own family, because I think we eat with our eyes first. And if something is presented to look good, I think it helps it taste even better than it already is. This strawberry dessert turned out so good. I'm glad my vision came to life the way that I had hoped. Whenever I make something new or make these things for people to give away, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking until it's all said and done. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like this video, share if you can, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. I always try and do my best to respond to you all. I'll leave you with a gentle reminder. Ask yourself, how can I be a blessing today? It's something I ask myself daily, and I'm always trying to improve upon. I promise it will bless you in return. Many blessings to you, friend. Until I see you again. Take care.